Next on the agenda, start sourcing the parts for the actual wings. Obviously I'm only going to build one wing at a time, but it did say to deburr, to clean, degrease, and deburr this spar, the rear spar, the other front spar, and the other rear spar. So I went through and I deburred as best as I could from this side. The problem I'm faced with, there's some crumbs on the inside, so I did the best I could, but my little deburring tool that I have is too big to go in there, so I just ordered a smaller one that's for holes down to 1.5 millimeter, where these are about 3 number 30s. And so I'll go over that again, but I did degrease them. I got the tape off from the shipping. I just basically used some mineral spirits or Goo Gone, anything will work, and then I just rubbed them all down with 70% IPA. And next on the list was these tip spars, or the tip rib. Yeah, so this is going to be interesting. These are pretty tweaked, as you can see, and I'm going to attempt to flute them. Hopefully I don't mess them up too bad. Looks like some fluting's been done in here, and try to figure out the science behind getting these flat. Wish me luck. So that worked out pretty good. It's not 100% perfect, but certainly is a lot better than that. You can fit a finger and a half underneath that one. This one is pretty flat, and what seemed to work is there were slight flutes in the top already, like kind of wide ones centered between the rivet. So I over accentuated that one, and that didn't do much. So between each rivet hole, I basically put 3 what I would consider standard crimps, not too heavy, not too little. You kind of have to get a feel for it. As you get back here to the straight edge, I just left the one. Now what I found on the bottom is, because this part actually aims down a little bit, it's not completely straight across the bottom. I don't think it's supposed to be, I'm not sure. But don't do any fluting here, otherwise it'll bend. You almost want it to bend the opposite way, like unflute it. And then very gentle, just between each rivet hole for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, like the first 10, or the front 2/3 of the section. Very gentle, just to make it flat. And then, as I always do, I basically just kind of line it up from both sides to make sure the flanges are, well, it's not from this side, but to the best of the ability that these things are perpendicular. Yeah, so anyway, that worked out good. I think it's close enough. Got my little helper sorting some nuts and bolts, but the reason I started sorting this is because I need the little deburring tool. It's been a couple of days since Thanksgiving, so I don't even know if I talked about this already, but mine's too big to go in there and take those out, so I ordered one. That should be coming in. And tonight we basically went through the parts list and got everything that we needed here, and familiarized myself with the names, the terminology, kind of bell crank stuff here, stuff that moves, rivets, cool machine stuff, more cool stuff, and bolts hardware, inspection plates, fuel tank stuff, and yeah, that was kind of like today's mission, prep work. 2,127 AAPQ41 rivets. My arm already hurts. Well, I'm almost embarrassed to start recording because I took a 2.5-week hiatus. Yeah, last entry was November 27th and today is December 15th. We did go over my friend George's house, who's building the fuselage, and the help of me and another friend, we were actually just double and triple checking to make sure the entire tail cone section is lined up with the cage. And we measured it maybe about 6 different ways, and it was actually right on. So we drilled the holes in the trusses to align all that, and he just basically wanted a second set of eyes on it. I should have brought the camera, but I forgot to. But anyway, that got me motivated to get back on here. I had a lot of things going on at work, and today's plan is to I deburred them as best as I could. I'm going to attach these truss doublers and read ahead a little bit to see what's coming up. I've attached all the doublers for the instructions, and one thing I missed halfway through was that there's an angled side on this which goes up. It says it in 2 different places, or 3 even, and I had Clecoed it backwards, but I caught it. And you have to pay attention to which side the attached doublers go to. These are the truss doublers, so it makes sense. You can get a visual. That big metal bicycle frame goes in the middle there. But these ones go on the inside, which it says it clearly. Just intuition would be like putting it there. These ones here are rounded on the top, and they fit pretty close, but I did sand the edges just a little bit more. I don't know if you can tell, but I wanted to get a perfect fit on there. I'd seen somebody else put a flashlight behind it. I kind of did the same thing here, and it worked pretty well. I didn't see any light, so I'm good with that. And then I went through very carefully and highlighted all of the places where it says do not rivet. So for me, the next step is to rivet these plates on, and the ribs, I guess, don't get rivets on all of them either, so I just put tape over them kind of as a mental note that when I do get to that point. The other thing is, obviously I can't build both wings here, but it did say to clean, deburr, and do this on the spars, and I'm very much into symmetry, so I figured I would do the spar ends, and I think, yeah, the next step is to rivet these on with the appropriate rivets, and I'll probably end up putting the right wing, which is this one, the spar for the right wing aside, and then build the left wing, and as quickly as possible build the right wing. Yeah, off to riveting. One more thing I wanted to point out is on these truss doublers and the attached doublers, is they are actually oriented. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4 holes symmetrically spaced here. There's 4 holes on that bottom row, but they're not symmetrically spaced. So this, if you flip it 180 degrees, will actually line up, except for, you know, those corresponding holes. So you got to be careful before you start. I know I got to put more rivets in before I start riveting, but just have to be careful. Same thing here. These two are spaced closer than, I have this one covered because I'm not going to get riveted, than these. So everything's very well thought out. All right, you got them all riveted. I think I did it right. I keep questioning myself. On the outside of the forward spar attach doubler, you use the 44 rivets rather than the 46s, so watch out for that because they're recessed. I don't think it applies to this one, but I guess something from the mount has to slide over that. Yeah, because I have to drill this hole out, and there's a bolt that goes through there. So anyway, got that done, got that done. Got this done. Again, I didn't rivet the ones that I taped off. That, and that. Oh, wait a minute. I lied. 2 more to do. And I'm gonna do those 2, but then I'm going to bed. I was reading ahead. Tomorrow, I think I'm gonna attach the hardware according to that. And we are doing the landing lights. So I'm gonna be chopping up this beautiful Spar with some landing lights. This should be fun. Refer to Spar Assembly Parts Manual drawing for the aft Spar attach fitting and hardware. Install, but do not tighten until mating the wings to the fuselage. Well, obviously I'm not there yet, but I followed as much of this as I could and came to realize that this really goes to nothing at this point. So I bagged it up. I'm going to put it in my wing box and save it for later. I did pull all the hardware for it. I just labeled everything on there. And on another note, one thing that I found odd, as I noticed this morning, I had to drill out these to 5/16, I believe. But 2 of my stainless steel rivet shafts were inside, so they fell through. I took a stem and I'm poking all the other ones and they're tight. But my guess is that that shaft acts some kind of strength to it. All the other ones seem to be okay for the most part. So I'm gonna question that. And the other thing I'm questioning is the aft Spar attach shim, which on my printed manual, which is I believe older, you can see 22 right here. That's that guy. But so I could zoom in, I pulled up the newer one online, and that's kind of omitted completely. So I'm wondering if they retooled that piece, number 12 piece, to include it on there. It's hard to see, but oh, confusion. I think I'm gonna cut in the lights, the landing lights, into the Spar. And one more thing is, this one looks like it has 3 holes that goes through. You only have 1 hole. Now I do believe that I read something or saw a YouTube video where that is for an adjustment of the wing, actually. And yeah, I guess just kind of have to figure it out. So a quick Google revealed on the AOPA website, specialized pulled rivets such as cherry max structural rivets retain the part of the stem that does not break away as a structural part of the finished rivet. Well, you guessed it, I'm drilling out these 2. My little bag had 26 and I need 24. I'm not sure if I need these 2 later. If I do, I will be ordering some, but for now I'm putting them in there. Maybe RANS planned it that way, you never know.